I've been seeing a lot of conversation around why Black people are not helping the Latin American community with all of the triumph that they've encountered due to this administration. And to be honest with you, Black people have an agenda this administration. We focusing on ourselves, we focusing on our families, we focusing on our community, and we focusing on our relationship with God.
A lot of people got mad at me when I said this is not Black people's fight and that we're on a couch for a reason. And I just want to remind you guys of something. This is a projection of the 2024 presidential election exit polls. And when I say this is not Black people's fight, I say that because 85% of Black people voted for this not to happen. And when you look at all the other races, you can tell that there's a significant amount of votes that could have stopped this from happening. When I said that y'all wasn't out there fighting for us, I'm not talking about the 41% of YT people. I'm not talking about the 52% of Hispanic Latino, the 54% of Asian, the 42% of POCs. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the 57% of YT people that voted for this and the 2% of YTs that voted for somebody completely else. I'm talking about the 46% of Hispanic Latino people that voted for this. 46%, that's dang near 1 in every 2 Hispanics who voted for this. I'm talking about the 39% of Asians. That is a significant amount for this projection. This other is POCs, and this is what gets me is that y'all lump Black people and POCs together. No, we are not together. 54% of POCs voted for this. 54%, that is literally 1 in every 2 POC who voted for that. And don't get me wrong, there's not words created to show how bad I feel about everything that's going on right now. And even though I'm saying this is not our fight, I'm still doing everything I can to show the injustices of what's going on right now. But to say that there aren't enough Black people out there protesting right now is absurd to me because we've been fighting, we've been trying to tell you guys about the injustices of what's going on, and you guys are just now seeing it. So yeah, I still stand on what I said, that Black people need to be on the couch and this is not our fight. But let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one.
Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Christine and thank you so much for tuning in. So Latinos are furious and call out Black Americans for not joining them in protest. So let's watch these videos together and I'll be right back so that we can have a real talk about them.
Yeah, they're from all over. Where are you guys at? Why are your people not standing with us?
Yeah, baby girl, we gonna sit this one out. This has nothing to do with us. You know what gets me is that when y'all are in a time of distress, y'all always looking for Black folk to come to the rescue. It's like y'all want us to come in like Captain America, Superman to come save the day. Nah, baby, we ain't coming to save nobody but ourselves. You hear me? What we are going to be doing is drinking water, herbal teas, staying moisturized, and minding our Black business. That's what we going to be doing. We going to have our boots to the ground, baby. And we going to be line dancing. We going to be flapping the fan around. We going to be having a good time. That's what we going to be doing. And you know what gets me and how ironic is that when we're the ones that's under attack, you all remain silent. Y'all get quiet. But now that y'all under attack, y'all expect the whole gathering, the kumbaya meeting and everything. Nah, baby girl, we going to be chilling. We going to sit this one out. But good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Why are Black people saying this is not our fight making you upset? I've seen video after video from Latino creators or Latino people coming online pleading to Black people to put our bodies at the forefront of this fight against illegal ICE raids, against deportation, against roundups, against undocumented people being rounded up and families being disjointed. But there's several reasons as to why you should not be shocked that Black people are sitting this one out. You guys all remember that this is a subset of your community last year. You're also aware that across the board, overwhelmingly Black people voted in favor of the candidate that had Black interests, Latino interests, Asian interests at heart. Where if you look at the sentiments of what that vote represents, half of your community voted for this. Half of your community said F you to Black people. Half of your community said, we don't care about you. Half of your community said you wanted to be white aligning and white adjacent. And now you're being reminded of the fact that you're not. We have to have the ability to hold multiple truths when we speak to each other as communities. The truth is that Latinos are not in a monolith. It's just an all-encompassing umbrella that they put you under. And that, yes, the majority of the people that voted for Donald Trump and were doing that were Cuban and were other people in different parts of the country, and undocumented people in Mexico, in California are being impacted by that. That is true. But what's also true is that there is a history of Black people fighting and being at the forefront of civil rights in this country since the inception of civil rights in this country. And it's always been pushback and non-solidarity from multiple communities who are voting and always going against Black people. So this particular time when Black women especially really came out in droves and really fought forward with our votes, and you guys didn't do it, your community didn't do it. It's like, why would I fight now? Why would I fight now? So I just need you, like, if you're gonna come online and make pleas and ploys to Black people, because I've seen so many videos, start by acknowledging the fact that your community has colorism, anti-Blackness, and voted against your own best self-interest. Start with that. Don't come in here and ask Black people just to put our bodies at the forefront of the line, because we've been doing that for a century. Secondly, I think the majority of Black people who are saying that they're sitting this one out are using their voice in other ways or having solidarity with you in other ways, but they're not going to protest. They're not going to go get hit by rubber bullets. They're not going to put themselves in harm's way or make that effort again, because you guys, it's time for you to fight for yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you. Now, there's also a bunch of Black people online who are asking Black people to come out and fight for everyone, and everyone needs to fight, and this is our fight as well. While I do agree with a lot of those sentiments, because if they're doing it to brown citizens, they can do it to Black citizens, and they can use the Congo and Haiti as an excuse to just racially profile all of us. That's very true. But you have to stop telling Black people to put themselves on the line when Black people are exhausted. Black people are exhausted. Black people have done so much for all communities in this country. At a certain point, there has to be a time where they need to rest. And right now, a bunch of people are resting, and that's fine. But there will always be people in our community who fight. Like, I'm using my voice every fucking day on this app. I've made an update about every single thing going on with ICE raids, locations, where they are, what's happening with Trump. I do it every day on my social page, and it's exhausting. Like, I'm actually exhausted. Today I put up like 10 posts. I'm exhausted, but I'm doing it because I know my voice has reach, and I know that people need to hear it. And that's my personal choice. I'm not doing it because I feel obligated. So stop trying to make people feel obligated to put themselves on the line again. I say that to say it's a lot of fucked up shit happening in this country. I know that people and families, I was in tears last night seeing people self-deport themselves and people getting rounded up, grandfathers and grandmothers and abuelitas getting taken away, who are the people who are the fabric of this city in LA. But I just know that it doesn't end here, and there are Black people on that list. There are Black countries on that list. There are Black countries on that list, and I'll say that to you again. There are Black countries on that list.
We showed our support when we showed up to the polls and voted for Kamala. The Latino community overwhelmingly voted for Trump. Over 50% of Latino and Hispanic men voted for Trump. 39% of Hispanic and Latino women voted for Trump. Don't be mad at us for not leading the charge that you're not leading yourself. I don't see any Hispanic and Latina people out there marching and protesting the treatment of their own people. So why should we be out there marching and protesting the treatment of your people? When Black Lives Matter happened, we were out there. And then people joined. Then they took it over. And then they told us that we did not matter.
Now you see exactly why Black people sat at home this whole fucking time. Because it was supposed to be us. You thought it was going to be us. And we said no. It was supposed to be us with the knees on our backs. It was supposed to be us with the bullets in our chest. It was supposed to be us getting dragged away, which is why the Trump administration was so antagonistic of Black people to begin with. When they figured out that we weren't going to show up, that we weren't going to take the bait, they still had to figure out a way to put the fear of God in people. And you didn't think that it would be you. You thought that they would find someone else. You thought that you would be able to sit back and just say, oh my God, that's so terrible. Why would they treat people like that? And be able to live above it, but it's you. Tyranny always comes for you at some point, and it's here. Another person, another white man, another apparently straight white man with a good career serving his community is dead at the hands of ICE. Bullets in his chest for standing up to the American government. It wasn't supposed to be you, was it? It wasn't supposed to be you. You didn't think the leopards would eat your face, but this was the plan all along. The only wrinkle to the plan is that they thought that they would use black bodies like they always did. Through slavery, through Jim Crow, through the black codes, through the civil rights movement, they thought that they would be able to establish their power, that they're this new world order, that the secret police are legitimate by showing you what they were willing to do and capable of doing to black bodies, but black bodies didn't show up. And now they're using you. Now they're saying it's illegal to go into your house without a judicial warrant. That's what they're doing. And I'm going to tell you something, we ain't showing up. We still not doing it. What's happening here is not right. But no longer will black people put themselves on the front lines for people who are willful in making sure that we're cannon fodder when the rubber meets the road. Rest in peace to that man, Jeffrey, man. You didn't deserve that. You were just trying to defend somebody. And I'm sorry that it's you. I'm so sorry that it's you. But they didn't think that it would be y'all. And here we are.
Latinos in the United States have not earned the support of black people for us to be demanding, oh yeah, why aren't they coming out to protest with us? Why aren't they engaging in activism with us? Because we haven't earned it at all, in the slightest. Or did you guys forget that 46% of all eligible Latino voters voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election? Or how about the fact that racism, anti-blackness, colorism, all of these things are still very much pervasive in our communities? Bro, Latinos haven't even reconciled with the fact that they can't use the N-word unless they're also black themselves, because Afro-Latinos exist. Oh, and if we're talking about Miami, oof, you'll see the whitest MAGA Latinos be like, bro, but I grew up in the hood. I grew up around black people. In Overtown or in Liberty City, I could say it, bro. No one's going to stop me from saying it. It's my right. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. We haven't even gotten over that. And we want black people to go to protest with us, to engage in activism with us, putting their lives, their freedom, their bodies on the line? No. I completely understand any black person that wants to just disengage, disregard us. I get it, guys. I really, really do. And we, as Latinos, as a collective, should not be harboring resentment against black people, criticizing them, getting angry at them, questioning them. No. No. Because we've earned this. They are completely justified in feeling the way they feel and doing what they're doing. Now, I would like to give a message to the black folks watching this video. You are completely justified in your feelings and in doing what you're doing, and I respect it. But please remember that black folks are also being affected by this persecution of undocumented migrants. And I feel like that's not talked about enough either. Here, Miami, Florida is the best example. Haitians, Jamaicans, Bahamians, Afro-Cubans, Afro-Hondurans, Garifunas, black people from all over Latin America and all over the world, Africans, just so many black people that are also undocumented that are really being affected by the persecution of this administration. And of course, much like any other entity in space, black folks in immigration detention centers, in the immigration system, are treated worse than their white, Latino, Asian counterparts. So it's really important to acknowledge that and just let you guys know. But yeah, Latinos, we need to tighten up. If you guys want the support of the black community, then earn it. Demonstrate that we can solve these issues of racism in our own communities, and please stop saying the N-word. If you're not black, don't say the N-word. It's really simple, actually.
Welcome back. Latinos are furious and call out black Americans for not joining them in protests. So this started back in November 2024 when Latinos voted against their best interests. So let's be frank here. Latinos never voted for policies but voted for identity because they wanted to make themselves close to whiteness. So they thought when Trump was talking about mass deportation in his campaign, black Americans were the ones to be deported. But karma has struck them because they are now facing the deportation themselves. What they didn't know is that black Americans can't be deported. So the only time Latinos could have helped themselves was in the voting booth. Mind you, from last year, black Americans decided not to march, not to protest, but take a rest. In fact, mind their own business because they already did their part. That's why up to date, they are not bothered by what's going on in the US. And so the Latinos already have the answers as to why black Americans are not joining them in the protest. And with that being said, let me know what you think about this episode. And if you find this interesting, consider subscribing for more great content like this. Much blessings and see you in the next episode.